Hi, welcome to Nerd or Novice. I'm Noel. I'm your nerd for this week. With me today I have...
This is Will.
Oh, my name's Kai.
And I'm Nord.
And that's the exact same fucking problem we had last time we tried this.
We're just like, huh?
What? You points?
You want to go first?
What do you do?
Go first? No, it's alright.
I just look dead-eyed into the center of the room and I'm just like, alright, you assholes, who's going first?
I considered, am I the host now? Is this like, do we trade hosts?
I don't know. You know what? I could take over. You want me to take over?
You haven't seen the movie, but you know what? Alright, you know what? Let's try it. Let's try it, alright?
Let's try it? Okay.
Alright. This is the redo.
Alright.
And I'll point to you.
Right. This is Will.
Nord.
Kai.
For those of you that don't have the ability to see into the room right now, I just stared them all dead in the eyes and then drank my drink, refusing to participate.
Absolutely.
Wow. Jeez.
Well, now that I feel like I've been completely and utterly demasculated, what are we watching?
Alright, so this is Nerd or Novice, the show where we take some people that aren't familiar with a thing, we expose them to the thing, and get some fresh perspectives on some cool old stuff. This week we are watching a movie. That's pretty much what we do every week, but I don't care. It's the easiest way to do this. This week we're watching Kingdom of the Spiders, starring William Shatner.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, alright.
This should be an interesting movie to watch.
I agree with you.
Great.
Excellent.
This is going to be bad.
This is going to be terrible.
Alright, now there is a drinking game involved with this. I'll tell you the rules.
Ooh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're going to be drinking water.
Oh.
Mom, we're drinking water.
Oh, yes. Just
okay.
very purified water.
Yes.
Yes.
Almost distilled of its impurities.
Yes.
You could say.
Yes.
Cool, clear water.
Oh my god. Okay. So
mineral water.
I'm gonna hand around the box now. You guys you can look at the cover and you can look at the back, but don't read anything.
Okay.
Yeah. And just tell me what you think it might be about based off of that.
What you got there?
Well, it's Steve Irwin is going on another adventure in the outback here. And he's found a mummy. And now he's discovered that mummies are real, but he wants to give them spiders.
To be fair, Shatner's hair is pretty shaggy in this movie.
Yeah, but he looks like, on this cover in particular, like, you can't really tell that it's Shatner. It's funny that they really made a big deal out of it being Shatner.
So, first of all, this is the 20th anniversary cover, which is very much made in Photoshop.
Ah, okay, cool. So this is just like a piece of the movie.
Yeah.
And they just, like, interpreted what they thought people would want to purchase in a store.
The weirdest thing about this
Put
cover...
this with that, and it's going to be great. I'll
that-
tell you, selling gangbusters.
The weirdest thing about this DVD cover is that this movie was filmed in Arizona. And they make a big point of that in the movie about it being filmed in Arizona, which is great. I love it because we're all in Arizona right now. Yeah, because we're in Arizona.
We're in Arizona. Southern Arizona.
Oh.
The DVD is made and distributed by an Arizona DVD distributor because the movie's basically in public domain.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
So
wow,
my biggest question is, if it's an Arizona distributor and the box is marked up 20th anniversary, filmed right here in Arizona, and all that stuff, why does it look like shit?
Yeah, it's got a remarkably low quality to it. It's impressive. It's like they took stock photos of tarantulas and they just like overlaid it with
Shatner.
I can't.
You're the only one.
I'm the only one who gets to see it now. I'm passing
All right,
okay.
pass it around.
Okay, all right. Well,
all right, Kai.
Onward.
I'm also gonna show you guys the original posters.
Cool.
Oh, okay. I can't.
So
wait
what do you think there, Kai?
So wait, didn't this go like straight to DVD, right?
Oh, you'd like to think that, wouldn't you? This was released in the theater.
Oof.
For what, like a day?
24 hours, and they were just like, you know what, just pull it. Pull this
God.
one.
How much does this cost? Like, this can't be more than like $2, right?
No. At the
Like
store,
the itself?
at the store where I work, it regularly goes for $25.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That
Careful
being
with
said,
that. Careful
let's take
with
a look
that.
here.
It's
pretty
it's
expensive.
worth its weight in plastic.
That's true, yeah.
It's because of Shatner, isn't it?
Per ounce, I think
You're gonna
that's,
see
I
why.
mean, per ounce, I think that makes it worth more than gold.
That doesn't even look like Shatner. Oh my god.
Well, we're definitely gonna have to get pretty high.
No, that's what I was saying. Doesn't it look like Steve Irwin? Like Steve Irwin
It does
found a
look
mummy.
It's like Steve Irwin with like a spider on his hand going, ah! And he's gonna smush this guy's head, who has a whole bunch of spider. Wow, this is terrible.
Okay, guys, you get ready for to see the real poster?
Oh, I can't
let me see the real
wait.
poster.
I
Okay,
cannot wait.
so-
This is gonna be great.
This is the original poster before they wanted to highlight that Shatner was in the movie. This was so close after Star Trek that this is the movie that allowed Shatner to move out of his car.
So let's get something clear. At first, did they want to like say, "Hey, wow, Shatner's big star"?
They did, but like Star Trek had just ended when they did the second poster to promote the movie.
Okay, so at that point they said that no, we don't want to make Shatner.
And at that point, put Shatner on the poster.
Oh, okay. So at first they didn't, but then
Yeah.
they wanted to. Okay.
So also this poster is very misleading, but it's also badass. All right, take a look.
Whoa.
Wow, now that's
That's a
movie.
spider. That's a spider right
that's
there.
That's a spider movie right
Now-
there.
I mean, that's a very menacing spider.
That's very 60s.
I kind of want a shirt with that spider on
Oh,
it.
really? Like the one on the back of my phone?
Oh, that's
That's a
interesting.
sticker.
This poster is actually the inspiration for my company's logo.
Excellent.
Wow.
Because that spider is incredible. That's great art.
So yes,
That's fantastic art.
I really like the poster. The poster makes a lot more sense than this DVD cover. Holy crap.
The people in this podcast were not paid for this statement.
It's true, they were not. That being said,
where's
I
my
do.
$5?
Shut up! God damn it. We said we talk about this later.
The more,
anyway.
the more I look at
That
it,
really did come out of nowhere, though. That really, I had no idea. I didn't know that was actually your
that looks
inspiration. That's
amazing,
incredible.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that art. Actually, if this were the art on the DVD cover, I think I would be more wanting to buy that.
Hey, do you want that beautiful poster in sticker form? Because I sell stickers of my logo.
Oh, well, maybe. Yeah, plausible.
Plug in.
It's also the logo for
plug.
it's the logo for a business that my friend and I own, selling cookies.
I'll take 20.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Okay.
This
now-
all
So I look on the
devolved
back.
into crass
I look on the
commercialism, and I
back
kind of
this,
love it.
And
Thank
all
you so
I
much.
see is just a spider at the top and just like blink in the
Yeah,
friggin'
No, that
There's
DVD
nothing on the
cover,
back.
it's so
I'm
bad.
not reading the text, but just
why didn't they release it with that? That spider
looks
was
amazing.
menacing.
It was
like it had that
It's
cool
like tarantula. That's
Yeah.
what
I would buy a
think, like-
steel box DVD case of that.
Oh, it's
Oh, yeah,
so
that would
cool.
be
Like I
amazing.
really like the framing that they put on
Yeah.
it too.
So
it was very
this
classy.
poster is also badass, but at the same time, it accents the fact that Shatner's in this movie by having Shatner.
It's the Shatman.
Let's just say the artist captured
the
Shatner's
Shatman.
body language to a T.
Yeah,
The Shatman. Can we refer to him as the Shatman from here on out?
I would love that. That would
We
be
need to call him the Shatman.
love you.
First of all, there's a scene in this movie where every time I see it, I have to say, "You talking to the Shat?" I can't help myself.
I can't wait. I can't
Oh,
wait.
boy.
I can't wait for
Yeah.
us to hear that.
All right, so this is the second poster, and you have to admit the artist captured the physicality of Shatner. To
I'm
a
like,
T.
I'm.
Ooh,
I'm feeling-
oh, right, yeah.
I can already like for
Sex
some reason think
symbol
like
Shatner.
Okay. You guys
Master
ready?
of the Red Death for some reason.
You ready?
Was
No,
after
Nord.
every single
Nord,
throw.
get over.
Okay, all right. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, like I just imagine him screaming on that
like,
cover.
"This is my
Why did they put stars in there? I don't even understand. Does this take
It's
place?
Star Trek.
Well, no. Does this place take place in the stars?
Yeah, it's
No.
the kingdom of the
No, it's on.
Spiders.
It's on
eyes,
Earth
right?
in the
He's, like,
desert.
trapped
You
on
said
the
it takes
web.
place in Tucson. It takes place in the desert.
Yeah, it's just I don't know why there's stars.
They're just like, hey, Shatner
not even-
stars.
There's not even
Yellow. They were trying.
That
to
yellow
play-
is totally
They
taken off of
even
freaking-
tried to make like the city look like a saucer. They're just like, hey, this vaguely looks
So-
like the Enterprise.
If I
That
were
looks, that looks very Star Wars like, but I know this is probably pre-Star Wars.
It is pre-Star
Yeah,
Wars.
but it looks very Star
all right,
Wars.
you've got a good point.
That text looks now because it's yellow.
But Star Wars was
because it's
classy.
yellow.
This is like pure B grade trash, and I love it so much. I love it so much. It looks like he's got a veil of white just like draping off of
He's
him.
holding that torch like it's a sword, but it's like he's the way
That is his dick. That is his flaming
it's a
dick
flame
of
dick.
power. Like, there's no doubt that
from
is
this
his flaming
distance,
dick
it
of
looks
power.
more like Bruce Campbell than it does William Shatner.
Yeah, it does. Like, what is that jacket he's
I don't
wearing?
know. He's wearing a blue shirt and black pants.
William
It looks like
Shatner was an inspiration to Bruce Campbell.
Oh well, that
So-
makes sense. Oh, it was this movie right here that got Bruce Campbell into that same outfit that he did in Evil Dead.
Yeah, he does. He is dressed exactly.
He
like
looks
Ash
exactly
Williams.
like Ash Williams.
Yeah, he is.
He just instead of a chainsaw, he has a
Although
torch for
I
a
like
dick.
the artist still managed to put in a little bit of man boob.
A little bit of man boob. Seriously.
Oh, he did.
There's a little bit of man
He
boob.
did.
Oh, because he's like squeezing his arms, so it's like pushing his like man.
As we all
Yeah.
know, that's what really I did. That's what Shatner is most known
Hey, is
for.
every man
Man
in here?
boobs.
Every man in here has man boobs. We all know the struggle.
Oh,
Yeah, we do.
mine are
Whoa,
gorgeous.
whoa, hey.
I love it.
Mine are
Just
gorgeous. Who
squeeze
wants
have
to
no
see
man
him?
boobs.
Let me just squish it like that, like Alright,
You started this.
So
This
you
is where you
started this
took it.
conversation.
Okay, the man titty conversation is over.
It is now.
Yep.
All right,
Okay,
anyway.
that's enough on posters. All right.
Oh,
So-
geez, the titty.
No, it's Kingdom of the Spiders, not titties.
Oh, damn.
Very important.
Kingdom of the Spider Tits.
Right.
Just
Spiders have
boobs.
tits.
Just boobs with 8 legs, just walking.
In a world where only 8 tits will save your life.
What?
What? Eight
That's
tits?
that's what I imagine
It's
the
a spider
spider
with
tit
tits
movie
for
to be
legs?
about.
What?
They save you with
like
their
rolling
spider
like a
tits.
tank?
Okay.
Well, they can't be bad.
We're
They're
moving
tits.
on!
Tits are not bad.
All right.
Tits are good.
Anyway,
Okay, we're moving on, all
we're
right?
moving on.
Spider tits.
All right, now I'm taking a look at the
Okay.
actual DVD itself.
The DVD looks like
Good
ass.
Times DVD.
DVD.
I know what we're
Oh,
going
boy.
into this with for Good Times.
Wow, this is even more generic than the front. It's
I
just,
know.
It's
Now, if they made the disc like the old school poster, I would have been impressed.
wow.
But like
They
now,
took- it
now
was
that I
like
looked at both
B-grade-
of the posters, I'm
B-grade
like,
shit, man.
I have this expectation of awesome freaking sci-fi B movie of horror, but I feel like we're going to be terribly disappointed here.
All right, so moving on.
Moving on.
All right, predictions. What do you think is going to happen? I want from each of you.
I went first last time, didn't I?
Yes,
From each of
you
you,
go.
a
You go.
1-minute summary of what you think the plot will be, from beat to beat.
Okay. All right, I got this. A down on his luck actor moves to the desert to try to find a new life as a farmer, farming, whatever you farm out here, cotton, farming cotton, and like this scientist in a distant like mountainous region like releases these hypersensitive like intelligent spiders that all of a sudden begin a huge colony that begins to overrun this small desert town where this actor like this washed out actor went and moved to try to start a new life, and now he has to battle these horrific like spider monsters to take back the town, otherwise it will be the kingdom of the spiders. Yeah, that's my deal. There you go.
All right.
Alright, so here's what's gonna happen. The spiders are gonna eat this fool's wife. And then like save him.
A spider ate my wife.
I've
He's
got
like
to save
vendetta.
my children now.
Yeah, so then like I don't know, he gets trapped in a cave and he's gotta fight his way out. And there's gonna be
Ooh.
spiders.
I hope
Spider
so.
Cave. They should
And
call
then
it Spider
at the end,
Cave.
he'll be crowned the Spider King.
Yeah,
Oh.
something like
It's
that.
the kingdom
He'll
of
find like a
spiders.
whole cave of spiders and he'll
Oh,
like tame them,
copyright
and at the end he's all riding
Yeah,
them and
delete
he's
it
like,
all.
I can't get out of here on this spider.
If he doesn't ride a spider, I would be very disappointed.
Then he just rides it to the sunset, the Grand Canyon and shit.
I have Wild Wild West like ending in my head. It's a huge mechanical spider.
All right, now
I
Ben.
know.
I kind of wish the movie was that name.
I appreciate that. I feel like a young vegetable farmer who decides that he wants to create the perfect cabbage. Has just a really bad day. It's just gonna be like, golly, gee shuck, I'm having such terrible. There's a spider and he kills it, but it turns out to be like the secret spider queen that nobody's known about. Like, and the spiders have been like, well, we're at peace with the humans. Humankind are our friends, and we are at peace as long as they protect our spider queen. And this vegetable farmer, he farms rhubarbs, which is really important because later the rhubarb pie becomes a really integral part of the story.
What about the cabbage?
Cabbages are where it starts, but it ends with rhubarb. That's life lesson there. Cabbage to rhubarb.
I wish.
So no, let me finish. This is important.
Oh, okay.
So the rhubarb pie. It plays an important part later on because they are fighting the war against him. And he's figured out that the only way to stop them is to give them mummies, and they want mummies because they're really fascinated with Egypt. The spiders are super fascinated with Egypt.
It's because they're rats.
And they're just Egyptologists. Like, they've been studying it unbeknownst to humankind for so many years. They have been deep dark in their spider holes, studying Egyptology in their secret spider society, which is their name for society. They call it a spider society.
It's much longer than a minute.
Was this supposed to be a minute?
Yes! I wish for
rhubarb. So summation: the rhubarb pie is going to be the important key plot point.
I wish for once we could do this without you guys just acting like asses.
Oh,
I thought I was being serious.
I
was being extremely
we're
serious.
heading back to a normal.
Maybe it's because I've just seen a lot of old 50s, 60s, 70s movies, but, I'm not trying to be...
Oh, no. Okay. All right. What do I really think it's going to be? It's radioactive. It's either radioactive or it's going to be X-ray. X-rays, radioactive. They came from outer space or...
gamma rays.
Guys.
Under the Earth's crust. Because they always come from under the crust.
Guys, you're the asses. ASS. Awesome Super Sapiens for such good guessing.
Wait, what?
Radioactive. It was
radioactive gamma spiders
There we
outer space.
radioactive X-ray gamma rays.
Really disappointed about this movie.
You're not... What?
What?
You ain't gonna be disappointed.
Was it filmed with X-ray
how
vision?
we'll have expectations of this movie. If it doesn't live up to it, I'm gonna just be sad.
Your expectations are too cool.
You are going to be so
Your
happy.
expectations of this movie was like, wow, I want to see
gonna be
that
so
movie.
bad.
You are going to be so happy when you see that rhubarb pie.
Oh, yeah. You will.
Oh,
I
boy.
guarantee it. Okay. So, we got our predictions. All right, so a few things to look out for. Number one, there's a scene where Shatner has to evade an obstacle. And he does what I dubbed the Shat dance, which is sort of like a... pretty much. You could fit it to that. It would work perfectly. Because it's sort of like a... It's like a hard back spasm jerk while tap dancing. It's phenomenal.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Sounds like my 9th grade prom.
2.
Anyways.
Wait, what?
Anyways, we're just going to skip that? What? No, I want to hear about this nice... No.
All right, so...
Cheeseburgers everywhere.
Okay.
Oh my god. So, 2, this movie is very much of its time, the 70s, where every movie was essentially Jaws. When you think about it, every movie back then was somebody finds out something bad's gonna happen, they tell the mayor, and then the mayor says, we gotta be open for the summer. People are gonna come here to spend their money.
And then we're going to have that shot with Shatner just staring like in the desert and it like zooms into his face like that. That weird zoom in,
Yeah, when Roy Schneider's sitting on the beach.
He's sitting on the beach in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
It's a sand beach.
I want to find the rhubarb pie.
That's what you're gonna. That's what you're
He's
gonna.
seriously
look like,
gonna look for a rhubarb pie.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna see a pie in this movie. He goes, "There it is."
2, at one point, 3 actually. At one point, a character draws a picture of a spider I want you to tell me every reason at the end of this why it does not look like a spider.
Roger.
All right. I also promised you there was a drinking game. Okay.
Oh, okay, all right.
We're drinking water now.
Yes.
Very important to remember.
All right. Rules of the drinking game. Anytime Shatner does anything that is very Shatner-like,
Oh, God.
take a sip. Don't finish a drink, otherwise you'd be dead.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
You just gotta take a sip.
So I have to assume he's very Shatnerized in this.
Oh, you cannot wait.
Ground control.
Major
To
Tom.
Major Tom.
Wow.
Okay, number 3. Take a sip anytime anybody does something ungodly stupid.
Oh no.
They're such as
The
including-
70s, they were wearing bell bottoms the whole time.
That's stupid right
Pretty
there.
much.
Oh.
Such as and not such as that. Oh, I'm stumbling on my own words. Such as taking a young girl that is on a bed filled with spiders and throwing her onto the floor to then brush the spiders off the bed before picking the young girl back up and leaving the room.
Oh.
Well, that is terrible.
There's some weird order of
It's just like, I don't want you to be covered in spiders in this bed. I want you to do it on the floor where it's more,
There's
like
more
sleep on the
spidery.
bed.
Yeah.
Also, you have to take a sip anytime you see a spider get violently squished, because this is before the Animal Rights Act, which means every spider in this movie that dies is a real spider that's dying.
Oh, God, that's horrible.
So you have to take a sip in their honor.
I don't like spiders though. I'm
They're tarantulas though, so they're really cute.
Oh, I love tarantulas.
Yeah.
Those are basically
They're really cute.
Those are
too.
8-legged mice. Oh my God, this is horrible. I'm watching a snuff film. You'd say you were bringing a snuff film.
It's not. It's a spider snuff film.
Oh my God.
Nicolas Cage loves
That's 8 times as bad.
Oh. Number 2. Number whatever. Friggin' number 1.
Number 4 if you're keeping count.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Shut up. Number 4. Number 4. There's a wonderful moment. You have to take a shot in honor of the lead actress breaking her accent. She is definitely from the Midwest. It is obnoxiously obvious that she is. She hides her voice behind a very... She's got wonderful diction. That's all I can say. Everything she says is very exact and
I like
perfect.
some good diction.
Shut up. Except for one moment where her accent breaks, and you will not miss it because it is
It jars you.
It is so perfect the way it breaks. Also, she's terrified when it breaks because she had to handle a real spider.
I don't understand people who break their accents.
It's the worst. Yeah.
It's the worst.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll go back to
I
American.
don't understand what you're talking about, mate. There's no such thing as...
Oh,
You're screwing up everyone's anticipation of what the movie's accents are going to be.
God damn it.
What's wrong with you? Now everyone's going to think, oh yeah, we're watching this in American, but it's actually a British film.
And that's it we're probably the racist hour.
All right, the last rule.
The last rule.
You have to take a shot anytime anybody orders a drink, because it surprisingly happens a lot in a movie about an apocalypse.
I disagree.
I would be drinking all the time.
Yeah,
in an apocalypse.
as
Be like,
much
you know
as is
what?
available.
The world is dying around me. There's spiders all over my fucking car.
I'm okay. Yeah, hey, everything's all right. Drink a
Just gonna
shot.
drink.
And
So you know what?
it's fun tonight.
How are we gonna do this?
We don't have to follow these rules. To be
Okay.
fair,
Oh well.
not tonight. To be fair, all right, guys. I'm making this up on the spot. If that wasn't obvious,
Oh,
Oh,
it was exceedingly obvious to me.
obvious.
Anyways, I will be recording on my own some of the actual drinking rules. All right.
No.
But if we want to follow any of my rules tonight, I think we should, especially the breaking the accent one, because that
Yes.
one.
so
sounds
yeah,
amazing.
that sounds fun.
Also-
that sounds a lot of fun.
Also, the Shatner one. That one's
yeah.
perfect.
Oh, super
Whenever
Shatnery.
he
Yeah.
acts like Shatner, we have to take a shot.
The Shatman.
Also, take a little sip every time you see a spider die, because God bless them.
Oh, those
Oh,
poor
yes.
souls.
Poor souls.
All right, so we ready?
We're ready.
All right. Now we're gonna watch Kingdom of the Spiders. And we're back. You guys just watched King of the Spiders.
What the fuck did we just watch?
That was a movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Wow. I did not expect it to end like that. I was like, okay, we just saw spoilers. We see the entire freaking town and the cabin area where the protagonist has ended up at. They're all covered in webs, and I was like, okay, what the hell are they gonna do now? And then it cuts to the credits, and you're like, wait, what? It's over. They're screwed. They're fucked. There's no way out of that.
And then I suppose we're supposed to watch,
The
Spider-Man
Kingdom of the Spiders 2, Shat's Revenge.
This is how Spider-Man actually starts. I assume.
Wow.
Yep, that's the town. The town's gone. It's covered in spider web.
The protagonists are dead. The Shat is dead. They're all dead. They can't survive now.
Well, they're gonna eat that little girl first.
Oh, the girl's gonna be gone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, because child meat's the most tender.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
good shit.
They haven't done anything yet.
I prefer baby meat, but
That's just. Oh come, please now, stop that. I prefer my meat to mature for a little bit. Thank you.
They're never gonna eat that down.
Keep it shackled.
Oh
Keep it
no.
shackled.
Oh, what?
It's not like that. She just can't scream. Her scream sounds like a 40-year-old woman trying to sound like a little girl.
No.
Why did the guy sound like a little girl? The guy in the plane.
I don't know.
The little girl sounded more like a guy than the guy in the plane who sounded like a little girl.
They got the sound mixed up. It has to be.
Oh, absolutely, because that's the guy on the plane should have been.
Should be like, not.
I like your scream.
It was just like,
Can I appropriate that for use later?
Sure, go for it. Holy hell, man.
Mista didn't have like a obituary for all the spiders that died.
Oh
yeah.
I have fun facts about the
farewell,
spiders.
Oh my
Bob.
god, these spiders.
Farewell, Tim. Farewell, Peter.
There's a lot of spiders.
It's like the
Farewell,
Vietnam
Sarah.
Memorial Wall, but for spiders.
Farewell, Jimbo.
It's like
Jim
when,
Bob.
Near the end there,
Jim
it's
Billy.
just like when they're stomping on
Jim
them,
Willie.
I'm just reminding myself of Starship
Bob Will.
Troopers. Like that.
Bob Ben.
that
All the
scene
good
with
bugs
them
and
where
dead
all the
bugs.
adults and kids are smashing in the fucking like cockroaches and bugs and like
Do your part.
do your part. Exactly. It was just like I was like, oh, those spiders. Those are all real spiders, except for obvious a few plastic ones, but there was a lot of real spiders.
I will tell you how many. But first, I have 3 of you for once. I've never had that. So I want Nord, you start this. You have to do the 3-act structure, alright? Your Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Of what you just watched.
So, in the first act, I saw the story of a man who had lost literally all of his charm, attempting to regain it, similar in fashion to Austin Powers. He attempted to coerce a lady who was obviously from the Midwest into a situation that was romantic in nature. Act 2, spiders were introduced.
It's not you.
That's not you. It moves on.
Oh, what? No.
You only get to do Act 1.
okay.
Act 1 then, dude. Come on.
Well, okay.
It's like telephone.
There were no spiders in Act 1.
Yes, there was. There was a.
There was no Act 1. It was like 30 minutes.
The
until there was a spider.
camera is the spider in Act 1.
Yes, and oh my god, can we talk for a second about the possibly pedophilic cameraman?
He's not.
That didn't happen until Act 2.
There was a shot of a little girl.
We'll get
And I am curious if he.
We'll get to it when we get to it.
It's horrible.
Yeah, that's
it's
Act
horrible.
2. So. Is that all you're going to say about Act 1? That's all that happened?
There was also the best acting cow in the universe.
That cow was the cutest and most adorable cow that is now dead by this time in the future.
We've probably already turned that cow into several hamburgers.
I hope they were delicious.
Yeah.
My summation is that the lack of rhubarb pie was the most concerning part of Act 1.
Alright, Kai, Act 2.
Act 2.
Alright,
Please be a little bit more
after
thorough.
failed romancing and some spider distraction, aka spider cock blocking. William Shatner.
Spock blocking.
Apparently, had to go around testing cows for diseases and poisons and spiders.
And spiders.
And spiders.
Yep, there's a spider on it.
Gotta test spiders for spiders.
Apparently, their key to everything was pesticides, which failed, and screaming airplane pilots who sound like girls, and then lots of spiders. And yeah, that's Act 2, spiders, man.
And hills.
And hills.
And oh yes, the spider hill. So
Spider hills.
there's a wonderful line where they walk up to William Shatner walks up to the farm and says, "Your cow died of an overdose of spider venom." To which the farmer replies, "Well, that explains the spider hill." They then take them to a hill. It's just a mound of dirt covered with a bunch of tarantulas, and
pretty cool.
it's Spider Hill.
You know, another
pretty
part
cool.
of Act 1 that was funny is just like, my tire's dead. It's like, well, it might have something to do with the cow that's in your back seat of your
The
car.
dude's driving like a
He's driving
sedan.
A sedan, and there's a fucking cab in the back of the car sticking its head out going, "Rrrr," and his like wheel's dead, and there's a spider on that wheel.
You guys are being very unequal to bovine Americans. I'd just like to say.
Bovine Americans.
They
This
deserve
movie-
to be. They deserve to be ferried around in automobiles the same.
This
as
movie
everyone else.
abused them.
Yeah, they killed a shit ton of them, at least 2.
They did kill cows.
I mean,
didn't
the
they?
whole farm got raided by spiders, so they're all
Yeah,
dead.
those spiders ate those cows.
Yeah, they ate the cows.
Those are just
Ate the
really
dog.
hungry spiders.
They did eat a dog.
They did eat a dog.
I'm not happy about that.
No,
That was
sad.
unfortunate.
How did you guys feel about the pilot that blew up? His drawing of a spider.
Oh, well, that was
That
a spider.
man has
That
never
was
seen a spider in his
that was
life.
an amoeba. He was attacking amoebas. I'm
Amoebas
positive
with
he
multiple,
was.
like,
He was
phalanges.
just like,
and
screw you, cellular life forms. How dare you get an amoeba and become a symbiotic relationship, and that is the basis for all life. I will attack you all.
his mind probably just got blown because of that calf in the car.
He's like, I ain't never seen
I've
that
never
before.
seen that kind of shit before. Holy crap! Like every single man in this movie was wearing a fucking like a fucking 10-gallon hat. It was like
That's
the
Arizona.
Big, that's
Yeah, I
Arizona,
tell you,
my
I have a
fucking
collection.
bullshit.
Of things.
I mean, we have hats, but like I wear fedoras and shit like that. But it's like not every other man is wearing a 10-gallon hat in Arizona. At least right now.
It's just every 4 out of 5 people. Yeah.
Sure.
Act,
So Act 3.
3, please.
So okay, Act 3 happens. So this main squeeze gets the X the what was it? It was like Act 3 starts basically after the plane crash, right? Like the guy's trying to spray pesticides and the spiders. Nobody checks their vehicles for these spiders. Like, check your vehicle for spiders.
I very
Nobody
much
fucking died.
appreciated that the one guy got attacked in his literal eyeballs.
Yes, you
You
actually
predicted that.
he
I
actually
did.
that.
I predicted. It
Nord
was
was
100%.
Nord was like, as soon as he got in the car, Nord's all like, he's gonna die by spiders in his eyes, and like
He's gonna drive off a cliff.
He drove
I even
off
said
and
he's
drove
gonna
off
drive
a
off a
cliff.
cliff, and he drove
And
off
what
a
he
cliff.
did, he drove off a cliff because he opened the fucking like flap, and spiders landed in his eyes, and he started screaming, and he just started laughing because he's all like, I predicted that shit, and yeah, you predicted the death. Good job, sir. The third act is basically like they're trying to, all the spiders are now from one hill has become like 40 or 50 hills of just all these millions of spiders. So then they start attacking like the main character who's Will Shatner, like the
Do tell.
yeah, I am telling right now. Like attack the house of his his sister-in-law, whose husband, his brother was killed
In Nam.
In Nam.
Second day he got there.
The second day he
Oh,
got
God.
there, he wasn't even 5 days from retirement. It was like 2 days into Nam.
Yeah, he slept with a hooker and got the
He
clap.
got the clap. He got the Nam clap.
It's that Nam 70s clap. It worked
Yeah.
way faster than
Way
regular
faster.
clap.
It's very effective.
That was very effective. That is super effective, though.
Crush in your pants.
No. So, like, they took over, killed the sister-in-law. They took the kid out, and, Like the kid was not screaming at all, but the mother's like, screaming.
Linda!
Like, no, Linda! Why my baby? Okay, but
Linda!
Who names a toddler Linda?
Linda, thank you.
Linda, yeah.
That was my real
That broom
problem.
was not effective at all.
no, the broom she used was ineffective.
She brings the broom. That is such a wonderful mom thing to do. I got the broom. Get out of here! Get out of here, spider! Shoot!
Real quick before I continue with the Act 3. Like, there would be like a scene showing like everything's normal, right? And then it cuts away, and then when it cuts back like 10 seconds later, boom, spiders everywhere.
Yeah,
They come out of fucking nowhere. Just like,
establishing shot. Backyard. Girl plays on swing. No spiders. Interior. Kitchen. Mother makes sandwich. Exterior. Playground. Spiders fucking everywhere.
and the kids are like, and then boom, spiders. It was a Houdini magic trick worth noting.
They're teleporting spiders.
I was thinking they were
That's
parachuting.
the key here.
They were parachuting spiders.
Show us what babies.
So now the rest of the acts should have they should have explained this, but they're not because they're stupid. But these spiders became intelligent and became extremely aggressive with 5 times
They were
like the
forming
venom.
armies.
5 times the venom is normal, and they're all like hiding
Which for some
together.
reason looks like semen.
I know, it looks like
They milk a spider
They
at
milked
one
the spider,
point.
and it looked like she jacked off the spider. It
I
was
was
weird.
trying to forget that part.
Now you remember. There you go. But so these
spider
spiders
porn.
are like connected because they're like the poisons, killing off their normal food. So now they're joining groups to go after bigger stuff like cattle and dogs and people.
Can we
And
stop?
especially black people.
Especially
Oh
black
my God!
people.
How
It all started with black people.
Can we talk
These are
about
the most
two-
racist
No,
spiders
can we
I've
talk
ever
about
seen.
that? 2 things.
What?
How racist these spiders
Yes,
were,
absolutely.
and how easily William Shatner just turned a feminist into
A sex slave.
a sex
Yeah.
slave. He's just like, well,
Yeah, the
you're a
main-
feminist, no challenge for me.
You're
turn
kinda
around and
pretty
give
for a
you
girl.
Let me
creepy
pick you
smile
up.
and
Let me
and
pick
a
you
in
ear.
the car.
Let me pick
Get
you
in
up
the
your
car. Get in the car.
She's never allowed to leave the car unless he takes her out of the car physically.
Yep.
It's really bad.
He grabbed her arm.
Yeah, and then he's like, "You're kind of pretty for a girl." Get in the fucking car.
That slapping the little girl's ass. I'm wondering if that was the cameraman's
He does that
direction.
3 times.
Just saying, is that the cameraman's direction? Somebody find this cameraman in real life and lock him up.
And because he kept slapping her ass, the moment we had a scene by herself with her doll, she told the doll, "If you don't behave yourself, I'm going to slap you.
I'm gonna give you a spanking.
I'll give you a spanking." And it's just like, gee, I wonder where that shit came from.
Oh, I'm like, oh no.
Oh, no.
This is like The Professional, but gone bad.
Gone bad. So these spiders then start just coming out of literally nowhere. I guess they evacuate after they kill.
They
the
can break
pesticides.
glass. They're
They
pretty
can break
strong.
glass.
They're kinda
They
like
can.
zombies.
They can. These are all tarantulas, and they can spin webs, which is fucking weird because they don't. They just don't, but they can in this movie.
They can also bite.
They can also bite and kill you because they have 5 times worth of venom. and there's, like,
It's
a whole
called
bunch.
science fiction.
Science
Okay.
fiction. Oh, gee, guys. But so the 3 of them, the main heroine, Will Shatner, and the small Linda kid, drive off to the cabins where the heroine was staying at, and they all get together with these 2 older people.
Synopsis: they were after heroin.
They're all
Yeah.
after heroin, and they all like end up in this cabin bar. And we drank a lot because, oh my god, these people drank either Miller Lite all the time or fucking booze at this bar.
Especially when the spiders start attacking, the sheriff's just like, "Get a drink,
I
calm
feel
down."
like this was the prequel to Shaun of the Dead.
It probably was.
It felt very
Eight-Legged
much
Freaks.
like.
This is the prequel to 8-Legged Freaks.
Oh well, yeah. There's that, but that's too on point.
That's 2 on point. 2 on point. This movie, seriously.
No.
But so they all stay in this cabin, and they're coming out of everywhere. They're like coming through the windows. They open the door to take a look out, and the spiders are just coming in by tens of hundreds, you know, and through the fireplace they're all screaming and shit. And Shatner just like is constantly putting himself in the way, where he's all like every 5 seconds he's all because the spiders are biting him, because he, instead of like shooing them away, he's all like, let me just put my hand right here and just like do this shit, and he's all like all the time.
Every time he does it, he has to move like a really jerky robot.
He does.
He's
He's
like
a jerk robot, just in the shat dance.
I'm a shatman, but it is it up.
That was amazing. Going from like the front door to like the side, trying to find the woman who owns the place, finding out that her husband's like in a cocoon in a shed.
It's like
fucking weird.
It's like he's trying to run a 4K while doing the Elaine dance from Seinfeld.
So the sheriff comes and is just like, I haven't seen anything like it, despite fact of seeing like someone else like dead earlier from these fucking spiders. And then he leaves, which is the fuckingest stupid thing ever. Goes to town, and the town is fucking psychotic because these spiders are now everywhere. And you see a whole shit ton of people cocoon. There's people running with spiders all over.
I appreciate
chaos.
the guy who, in the midst of all that chaos, is like, "Fuck it, save the hay."
Yes.
Hey, bitch! I need to get 2 hay bales and drive as quick as possible across town.
And the 2 elderly.
Do I see this water tower? Nope.
And the 2 elderly people who were just walking, going, "Yep, this is what's happening." And
the 2 extras that were just like, "Oh, they said they could give us a free lunch if we signed up for the day."
Yeah, they were just walking, even though they have spiders on them. They were just walking through. Everyone
They
else was
looked
all
rather
panicking.
pleased.
They were rather.
They were laughing.
okay with
Like
this.
whatever.
Like, damn young people.
Well, it's about time for an apocalypse.
Oh, I used to walk through the spatter fields on my way to school every day. You're all just being
15 miles.
pussies.
Left and right. Let me tell you.
So of course, as the sheriff is trying to get out of here, people are like clawing at his door and jumping on the hood, and he can't see what's going on. And this other guy gets bit, constantly bit, and runs into the water tower. And the water tower kills the sheriff. He didn't even die by spider. He died by the water tower falling on him.
Yeah, but they showed a very gruesome.
Was that
It was
the
very
only
gruesome,
time they showed blood?
Yeah, that was the only time they showed blood.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was a lot of blood too.
There was a lot of blood on the sheriff, and that was the only time in this entire movie we saw blood.
They slip in one
And then, of
curse
course,
word.
the
Shit. Oh shit.
And I saw the best way of handling spiders is shooting them with a gun.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
just try to miss your hand.
The
Make
black
sure to
farmer's
miss your
wife,
hand.
whose name was Birch, was like left by herself, and she started shooting the spiders and
With a
ended up,
revolver.
with a revolver, which was ridiculous. And then, of course, obviously the arm is fake. But then one gets on her hand, and she shoots her hand with this. I'm like, oh my god! And she's just like, ah, like that, But it's obviously fake. But oh my god! So they all end up sleeping overnight with Shatner, like fixing a fuse box, but getting constantly bit and almost dying. And they somehow, keep him alive because Shatner has that plot armor, right? And then Shatner's like, I need to see outside. So he like rips apart a couple of boards and looks outside and he's like, oh my god. And they all look. And it just pulls out. The cabin area is all covered in web. And then they have a picture of the entire town covered in web. Like, it's a photograph of the area, but then the town is like matte painted with fucking webs. And it looked really weird. And it pulled out. I'm like, okay, what are they going to do now? And then all of a sudden, credits. And you're just like,
Down
what?
in peaceful Verde Valley.
and it's just like, they're dead. They're all fucking dead. And
skies
that's
are
Act 3. I was a lot more
so
thorough than these two because these two are just like fucking bad. I don't know what's wrong with him.
This movie doesn't need much explaining.
It doesn't need much explaining, but I thought Act 3 was just like freaking...
It's all the drinking we had.
All the drinking we had, man.
my favorite part was the lack of rhubarb pie because I was scared.
About having the
whole-
rhubarb pie come out of nowhere, Ned? Like the pie was going to save them all? It's the MacGuffin?
I was afraid that rhubarb was going to be too central of a character like it normally is.
It doesn't.
Because every time you have rhubarb pie in a movie, it takes a central character.
Name one.
Obviously, eating Gilbert Grape, which was misleading because it was all about rhubarb pie.
Mm.
If you didn't get the allegory to rhubarb pie with eating Gilbert Grape, I would feel bad about it.
I thought this would be
I thought it was all
Grape.
about
No,
eating
it's
Johnny
not
Depp.
grapes. It's not Gilbert. It's about rhubarb pie. Read the
Between the lines.
Yes.
All right.
So this movie ends is like they're fucking screwed. It's an apocalyptic movie. And the hilarity of it is that they get the radio working at the very end.
Radio's like,
And the
it's
radio's
a fucking perfect day.
It's a perfect day outside. Let's listen to some music before we get to the news. No, this fucking town is covered in
So
web.
in summation, the best county fair ever.
Yes.
The
For the spiders. The spiders in a great fucking town.
loved
Yeah,
it.
the mayor was like, I don't want nothing happening.
Once the mayor realized he can take spider money, he was like, wait a minute.
Hell.
I got an
I gotta
idea.
get myself some of that spider money.
Yeah, he's going to be very spider rich.
He got corporate spider backlash.
He got like
so
3
you gotta look
cockroaches
out
and a
for that.
moth. It was a
There
very
you go,
profitable
right
year
there.
for him. All right, you want some fun facts?
Yeah, let's hear some
Yes.
fun facts
All
because
right.
I am ready for them. Because
Yes.
this movie I will not sleep tonight.
Fun facts. So for the movie, they got 5,000 tarantulas. They had to pay $10 per tarantula.
Oh
Wow,
my
that's where
God.
all the budget for
Yep.
this movie went.
Well, that and the fucking plane crash that come out of nowhere.
That plane crash was really good.
Oh, that was a good plane crash.
So the plane crash and all the tarantulas were majority of the budget.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
It's incredible to me that they got actually 5,000 spiders, but they had to pay
This is
$10
before the
per.
Humane Society became no animals were harmed.
And
in
that's
the
the
film.
that's the biggest problem. They don't recycle those spiders. No, they use them up because this is before you couldn't kill an animal in a movie. In Men in Black, when they're stopping cockroaches, those are just mustard packets. They're really killing tarantulas in this movie.
Yeah, they really are. There was even one when the sheriff was rolling in for the first time, and one of them got squished one, and it really splattered. And you were just like, "Ooh, that's a juicy one."
They light them on fire. They spray them with chemicals. They pour boiling water on them. They shoot them with squibs.
Yeah,
Oh, it's brutal.
it's brutal.
All right.
That's a lot of tarantulas. 5,000. Jeez.
Yeah. There's not too many fun facts for this movie, unfortunately, because nobody remembers it. But all of the music was just ripped from the Twilight Zone and other TV shows. On
It
the
definitely
time.
sounded like that too. Yeah.
None of it was, which is why at random points the music just cuts out or just abruptly changes.
Yeah, it was weird. Like one moment it's all like ding, 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 and then it's all like easygoing music. You're like, wait, what? It was a little jarring.
All right, and the only other fun fact I have is that by the Academy of Science, this movie was nominated for Best Horror Film.
What?
Yeah. That's all
I believe
get.
it. 1977, absolutely. What other movies were there in 1977?
Star Wars, it's terrifying.
Star Wars. That's
All right.
a horror movie.
You guys, are you glad that you became nerds, or do you wish you had stayed novices?
I would say I'm happy to have learned the true story
Of the
of
rhubarb?
how spiders became our overlords and the corporate society was established in Prescott, Arizona in the late 70s that now rules our everyday life.
Yeah, because we're enslaved to spiders.
We are.
I
Well,
forgot
I mean,
about
that's
that.
that's the overall overarching message
Overarching
of this movie is that the corporate spider structure
Just get
will
learned.
overcome any obstacle in its way. Pesticides, fuck it, that's Monsanto's biz, but obviously it didn't affect the corporate spiders, so just don't fight corporate spiders. That's a rule for everything.
So your final answer?
I would say that I am happier, but also a little worried about tarantulas now. So, yeah, overall, I'm a nerd. I would be happy to be a nerd.
All right.
What do you think, Kai?
Oh man, I'm so glad I watched this movie. Kinda. I guess all I can say is, watch out for spiders.
So, are you glad you nerded out here?
You
or
asleep?
did you prefer to stay at home with this movie?
Oh man, I'm glad I nerded out.
Alright, yeah.
There we go.
I'm gonna have to be a little weird with this one. I am 60% glad to nerd out because Shatner, it's a freaking B movie, and 40% wish to stay at home because now I can't sleep at night tonight. And I'm gonna have to fall asleep with something else and make sure I'm gonna be checking my bed.
Well, because you're also thinking about how Shatner's going to Spider Hell.
Yeah, he's gonna go to Spider Hell.
Yeah, because
and all those spiders are gonna come and fucking haunt me tonight.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna feel like shit on my bed.
Because you laughed. You
laughed.
You laughed at a spider, and it's death.
And it's death. I did laugh a bit. But overall, I'm glad to be. I'm definitely nerd out on this. But oh my god, this movie! If you have arachnophobia,
like I do,
dude, you did? Oh my god!
I mean, it's just a movie. It's not like fucking spiders are gonna come and try to eat me and shit.
They might tonight.
Oh my god! I was sure saying that shit. Fuck!
Fuck, man! Why?
I got post-spider depression.
Wow, that's PSD.
Yeah.
Post-spider depression.
I got some post-spider depression now.
Oh my! But yeah, if you have arachnophobia, please don't watch this movie. Even if you're, but I'm glad to see this movie.
I mean, do, because it's going to make you not feel so silly for having it.
For having that fear, because you're like,
even William Shatner's like, throw the small child on the floor. Like, that's...
Yeah,
I want to protect myself and wrap myself in this cozy bed.
Throws her on the child where all the spiders are.
There's a little girl on the bed covered with spiders, and he throws her on the floor with more spiders, and then throws the spiders that were on the bed on top of her.
On the floor.
There you go, bitch, some more spiders.
Oh my god.
Give that bitch spiders. Bitches love spiders.
So,
bitches love spiders.
Summary: if you want to scare your small child, let them know that you're going to. You let them watch this movie, then you let them know that if they're being bad, you're going to have William Shatner come and throw them on the spider floor.
Now, honey, if you're not good, Mr. Bill Shatner will throw you into the spider hen.
This was literally 2 years or even a year after Star Trek, so oh my god. Just oh my god.
Pretty magical, right?
It is magical.
Alright, I'm No Crawl. This has been Nerd or Novice. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today. Say hello, goodbye.
Bye.
Alright.
Check under your bed in cars, people.
Make sure.
Check your fucking car and your airplane.
Check your car and everything.
Check your airplane.
Make sure if your AC's not working, you probably have a fuck ton of
spiders.
If you don't check your airplane, then you're halfway to a Samuel Jackson movie. Nobody else wants
check
Samuel
your airplane,
Jackson.
check your car, check your bed.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that, but if you don't, you're gonna die by spider.
Alright. This has been Nerd or Novice. Peace out. For more information, visit SpiderHillProductions.com. And remember, that explains the Spider Hill.